What happened to the value of my dollar? Why your money feels haunted. Welcome back, fiends. Tonight's monster isn't hiding under your bed. It's hiding in your wallet. Have you ever noticed that even when the numbers on your paycheck go up, somehow it feels like you can afford less? It's unsettling. The number printed on the bill hasn't changed, but what that bill can actually buy seems to shrink a little more every year, like something invisible has been quietly feeding on its value while none of us were looking. Most people call this inflation, and that's certainly part of the story, but I think there's a bigger conversation worth having about how we create, spend, and even define value. Because this isn't just a story about rising prices, it's a story about convenience, consumption, and the strange ways we've started to disconnect from what money really represents. Tonight, I'd like to explore why our dollars don't seem to stretch as far as they once did, how some of our everyday habits can reinforce that feeling, and, most importantly, how we can become a little more intentional with the way we use the money we earn. Let's start with the economics. So what actually makes the value of a dollar change? At its core, money is a tool. It's a way for us to represent and exchange real value. Goods, services, food, shelter, labor, and the things that keep society moving. One factor economists look at is the relationship between the amount of money in circulation and the amount of goods and services an economy produces. If the money supply grows significantly faster than production, it can contribute to inflation. But that's only one piece of a much larger puzzle. Supply chains, energy costs, interest rates, consumer demand, and many other factors all play a role. To visualize it, imagine a pot of soup. You start with a recipe that has a certain amount of ingredients. Each bowl has a specific richness and flavor. But if you keep adding water to the pot without adding more of the ingredients that create the flavor, the soup becomes thinner. The pot may look bigger, but each serving contains a little less of what made it valuable in the first place. Money can work in a similar way. Increasing the amount of money available doesn't automatically create more real wealth. If the amount of money grows faster than the goods and services it represents, each individual dollar may lose some of its purchasing power over time. But inflation isn't just about what happens at the highest levels of the economy. Our everyday choices and the products we buy also shape the world around us. Some products today are designed with shorter lifespans or limited repairability than they once were. Others simply prioritize lower cost over durability. The result is that many of us find ourselves replacing items far more often than previous generations did. When we prioritize the cheapest option without considering longevity, those items may end up being replaced sooner, creating more waste and more repeated spending. Over time, that can create a cycle of constant consumption where more of our money goes towards replacing things instead of building lasting value. And then there's another shift that has changed the way we interact with money: convenience. Today, spending can happen in seconds. A swipe, a tap, a saved card, a one-click purchase. And while that technology is incredibly useful, it also changes the way spending feels. When money exists only as numbers on a screen, it can become disconnected from what it represents. Hours of your life, your labor, and your energy. It starts to feel less like exchanging something valuable and more like moving invisible points around. Research suggests that many people spend more deliberately when using physical cash because the act of handing over something tangible creates a stronger sense of the cost. Cash creates friction. It gives your brain a moment to ask, is this really worth what I had to do to earn it? Digital payments give us speed, accessibility, and convenience. And those things do have real value, but physical cash provides a different kind of value. A reminder, a boundary, and a moment of awareness. The future probably isn't about choosing one or the other. A healthy relationship with money requires both the freedom of convenience and the awareness of intention. So how do we break out of this cycle? I like to think of money like breathing. You can't inhale forever. Holding on to everything without purpose means that energy never gets put to work. But you also can't exhale endlessly. Spending without intention can leave you empty, constantly trying to recover what you've already lost. Money isn't blood, it's breath. Inhale, earn, exhale, spend. Hold your breath forever, and eventually you suffocate. Hyperventilate, and you'll pass out just as fast. The goal isn't to stop breathing, it's to breathe with intention. The question isn't simply, how much money do I have? It's, what is this money becoming? When you spend money on things that create lasting value, durable goods, useful tools, education, skills, experiences, and resources that improve your life, you aren't simply losing money, you're transforming it. You're converting one form of value into another, and that next inhale gives you more capacity to create, earn, and build again. Of course, we can't control every force that affects the economy. We can't individually decide how much money enters circulation, how companies design their products, or how prices change around us. But we can control our relationship with money. We can choose to be more intentional. 1. Use physical cash when it helps you stay aware of your spending and create healthy boundaries. 2. Choose longevity over disposability. Buy things that can be repaired, maintained, and valued over time. 3. Control your exhale. Spend your money in ways that create value in your life instead of constantly replacing things that were never built to last. Every horror story asks the same question: what feeds the monster? And maybe in this case, the answer isn't simply money. Maybe it's mindlessness. Spending without intention, buying without asking whether something truly serves us, forgetting that every dollar represents something much more valuable than a number on a screen. It represents time, it represents labor, and it represents a piece of your life. So maybe the goal isn't to fear money. Maybe it's to remember what it really is. Thank you for watching, Fiends. Let me know in the comments, what helps you stay intentional with your spending? Do you still use cash in your daily life, or have you gone fully digital? Happy screaming!